Hey guys, my name's Nova, this is Film Express, and today I'm super excited to be talking to you about the new entry into the Creed franchise, Creed 3. Creed 3 is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, the first film in the whole Rocky Creed franchise that does not include Sylvester Stallone. As a third film into the Creed franchise, I was very skeptical. I did not really like Creed 2, I'll just be fully honest. Creed 1 is an awesome movie. I had so much fun watching it. I've seen it twice. Creed 2 unfortunately did not work for me. Now, from the first few moments of Creed 3, I could tell we were in for a way better ride. From the first few moments, it's cleaner, it's more focused, it's more refined, and it has way more emotional stakes. And right then and there, I knew that I was gonna be in for a treat. Boy, was I right. I honestly went into this with the lowest of expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, at this point, I could easily say this might be my favorite of the trilogy. Now, we all know this is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, and for a first-time director, I have to say he did a fantastic job. I'm actually very impressed. The only thing I would say is that it seems like he was in over his head a little bit. Directing and acting is not an easy job, and I feel like his performance really took a hit in this one, pun intended. And it also doesn't help that he was face-to-face with Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors kind of acted circles around Michael B. Jordan this time, but Michael B. Jordan, as a director, he did a fantastic job. Also, the cinematography in this movie is top notch. It really elevated the vision that Michael B. Jordan had. And they even managed to do an incredibly unique type of fight sequence at the end, which I can easily say, out of all the Rocky movies and out of all the Creed movies, it actually manages to do something new that we haven't seen before in any of these boxing films. Now, in terms of the story, the emotional stakes are just so much higher and the story is more powerful here. Jonathan Majors' character Damien is an incredible welcome addition to this world, and his performance is electric, guys. The hype is very real. Jonathan Majors is going to have an incredible 2023. He's going to have an incredible, successful career with all the future Marvel films that he's doing, and I truly believe he's going to be a household name in years to come. As Damien, every glance, every line of dialogue, every punch, every moment was just acted with so much nuance. It's like he elevated every single scene he was in. It was incredibly impressive to watch. To me, he really stole the show. Everything was carried on his shoulders. He was such an imposing, menacing threat. In Creed 2, we have Ivan Drago's son, who's supposed to be a big threat, and I never really felt like he was more than just like a bumbling buffoon. Here, Jonathan Majors is a badass, and you really feel like at any point, he could take Michael B. Jordan's character, Apollo Creed, down. What I really like about Creed 3 is that this is the first film in the whole Creed franchise that is not banking on some legacy nostalgia. Obviously the first Creed film, while I really enjoyed it, all mainly due to Ryan Coogler's directing, it really banked on kind of that Rocky formula. To be honest, it really copied Rocky 1's formula almost to a T. In Creed 2, they're really banking on Drago's character, his relationship with Rocky, and how that trickles down to their new proteges. So Creed 3 managed to actually tell a unique and original story, and that for me is the main reason why it's such a success and why it's potentially my favorite of the trilogy. What I actually enjoy a lot about this film is how interesting and stylistically incredible the fight sequences were. In Creed 1, the last 30 minutes of Creed 1 are fantastic filmmaking by every standard, let's just get that straight. But in Creed 1, every single fight scene is basically shot the same. There's like a steady cam shot that circles around the actors, and you're very immersed into the fight scene, but there's nothing really unique or stylistic about it. In Creed 2, you could tell it's a director who doesn't have as much experience because all the fight scenes become very choppy. They're really banking on editing tricks. In Creed 3, it's shot super elegantly. You can very much see what's going on. You're following the action. And like I said, the final fight here is unlike anything you've seen in the whole Rocky franchise. The soundtrack here is incredibly badass. We have, J. Cole's Dreamville doing a lot of the songs. There's a moment in this film where J. Cole's song Adonis Interlude off the soundtrack plays, and it's such a hype moment. I was really enjoying it. The Creed films have always had great soundtracks, but this might be the most polished one in my opinion. You know what? I do love the film. It's a great film, and it's a great welcomed entry into the franchise, but it's not without its flaws. Personally, I do feel like the conflict between Adonis and Damien it felt a bit rushed. It could have been explored a little bit deeper and taken a little bit further. By the last act, really, it kind of feels like we kind of forced our way there, and I almost felt like I had missed something because something was really missing to kind of grip that conflict between them. While I do have gripes with it, you know, it's original and it's unlike anything we've really had in the Rocky or Creed franchises so far. So for that, it does get points. I just wish we could have had a little bit more. Maybe they cut it, maybe there's a director's cut, you know, that will explore that deeper, and I'm all for that. There are also a few ideas and setups in the first and second act that almost seem forgotten by the third act, which is another reason why I think that it might have been cut out and we might get a director's cut. At the end of the day, there's some ideas that just didn't really fully get explored as well. There were some setups that could have really come back in the third act to make everything a lot stronger, but that's just me really nitpicking. There was a little bit of a dash of tragedy added into this story that really kind of almost felt out of place. It was very cliche in a sense. It was kind of just sprinkled in. It felt like it was sprinkled in last minute, tacked on last minute, just to kind of up the stakes for Adonis. But personally, I don't feel like it was well earned. It really almost took me out of the story in a sense, just for that brief moment. Right when we get back into the conflict, like I'm all invested again. Guys, there are a bit of flaws within Creed 3, but with those flaws, I can easily say that this is a unique and original entry into the Creed franchise. You know, all these films, all sports films in general, are usually very formulaic. They usually try to just go with a pre-existing formula, right? And that's okay. But this one really tries to go for something new, and I really have to applaud Creed 3 for doing that. Having such a strong antagonist as Jonathan Majors playing Damien, and some of the unique stylistic touches, the incredible directing by Michael B. Jordan really make this potentially for me the best in the franchise. You know, it's really a close call between 1 and 3, but I feel like 3 just edges it out a little bit because it's not copying the formula of Rocky 1. So guys, that's my review of Creed 3. I really enjoyed this film. I urge you to check it out. It's really great on the big screen, and you will not regret it just to see Jonathan Majors alone in a star-making turn as Damien in this film. He's basically born to play an antagonist, and I really hope we're going to see much more of him, even outside of the Marvel films, because he's going to be playing Kang for another 5 or so movies. I really just want more of this guy. He's becoming one of my favorite actors easily. So guys, that's my review of Creed 3. Please like and subscribe. Please drop some comments. Did you like Creed 3? How would you rank it in the trilogy? Are you guys like me? Do you think it's the best in the trilogy? Or do you still like 1 and 2 more? Please let me know. Guys, my name is Nova. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.